It's a recreation of a medieval siege engine called a trebuchet. So it's not really a catapult, but ratapult's too catchy to let go of. So that's why I call it a ratapult. I can't remember how long ago I built this, probably about 15 years ago. But it took a few years to kind of perfect it. At the time there weren't many people building these, and since then they become kind of pop culture items. So now you can find websites dedicated to them. I've been doing the rat catcher for a couple of years. Just walking around as a character before I came up with the ratapult in the whole show. It stands about 6 feet tall, not counting the throwing arm, and it uses about 100 pounds of ballast. And I've tested it, and the largest item it can throw is about a 2.5 pound melon. Anything beyond that is a stall. I throw beanbag rats, burlap, and pinto beans. So I do a show. It's historical, moderately entertaining, sometimes funny, and it culminates with sort of the build-up to launching a rat with a ratapult that the little kids get to go down and try to catch, and if they catch it, they get to keep it. And then the surprise is, then there's a surprise launch after that for the rest of us, for the grown-ups. Not a rat, but something else. Something that is colorful, flies high, and explodes nicely when it hits the dumpster. People claim to have seen all sorts of things come out of that dragon. And even though I built it, the best comment was one year somebody asked me, is it going to blow smoke again this year? I said, well, it's never blown smoke. And I was telling this to a friend of mine. I relayed the story, I said, and she said, blah, blah, blah. And my friend said, well, it's never blown smoke for you. Which is entirely possible. Well, I built him 20 years ago. I was on the board of the Arts Council at the time, and had been working at the Renaissance Fair as a volunteer. And I realized we weren't utilizing the lake at all, so I came up with the idea of a dragon to feature in the lake. And turned out, so I had to learn about the lake. Turns out the lake has a felt lining on the bottom, so nothing could rest on the lake, so I had to design the dragon to float. So I designed him to float and be articulated so we could launch him. And we've been talking now about making a new dragon, making a new and improved dragon. It might be a little more dinosaur-like, a little lighter weight materials. This one's kind of a backbreaker to launch. We used probably 12 Army National Guardsmen, big, beefy, burly guys that take orders really well. They're great launchers, and they're great sports. They're doing great.